One of the things that we're seeing in this day and age, people begging on social media, on GoFundMes. I need money for this. I'm giving da'wah, but I need money. Ya akhi, work. At-tasawwul, begging is something frowned upon in the texts. Is this praiseworthy? It's despised. People do not respect beggars. Obviously, being involved in the da'wah, you see people, subhanallah, some relying upon people, relying upon this. That's why, yes, be independent. Work is honorable.
One of the main thieves and crooks of the dawah is Hassan Somali. In this short little clip, he's talking about stop begging and it's best to make your living by working. But if you look at his methodology, how he makes money is by monopolizing Salafiyah and telling the people in his community not to go to any other masjid. Even other Salafi masjids will have graduated from Islamic universities, and causing a split between the Muslims, especially the Salafi Muslims in Philadelphia and outside of Philadelphia, monopolizing Salafiyah and only going to their masjids and only listening to their speakers, only buying their books. You talk about thieves and crooks, you guys are religious thieves and crooks. And you have you on record and your associate Anwar wrong, questioning the brother about going to another Salafi masjid and telling him not to go there. And because he was going there, y'all refused to renew his lease. You guys are the biggest criminals. So here you're talking about Muslims not begging, but you monopolizing the dawah by telling Muslims not to go to other masjids, even Salafi masjids. You're pure crooks and criminals.
I don't know why you got him as a witness, but this is regarding a conversation that me and you had. So
okay, so okay.
No, let me finish.
Okay,
so I don't see the purpose. I having Abdurrahim, and you know, you sent me a message on WhatsApp, a private message. I responded to you. What do we need them to hear?
So that's what took place. The incident that took place today with Hassan Somali. That's when you called me and you sent me a message that you're gonna have a meeting with me, because the private message that I sent you, that was something separate. That had nothing to do with this. That was alhamdulillah. That was something me appreciating. I mean, that was me asking you a favor. I said, brother's been coming to Hassan Somali, asking me about me. Why did I want to do that? I said, in case if they come to you, clarify that I didn't know about the issue. That was done. But today, the new thing that happened today, that's when you send me a message that you want to have a meeting with me.
Who sent you a message?
You.
Right, I sent you a message,
yeah,
right?
So my condition in order to have the meeting, I want to have these two brothers here, not by myself. If not, I'm not going to have the meeting.
But that's what I'm saying. But the meeting is between a conversation between what me and you talked about. No, so my thing is, if you're saying something about Hassan, I never mentioned anything about Hassan. Hassan's right here if you want to speak to Hassan.
Oh yeah, okay, Mumtaz. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. So I didn't know. So when you say the message that I sent you, and you said and you asked for the meeting, I'm thinking that's for this right here, because that's what
it's for what?
Okay, no, but what took place today?
No, I never said anything that took place with Hassan.
Okay, no, but
I wanted to speak to you about something that me and you spoke about.
Okay, let's be clear.
But you're jumping to conclusions right now, and you're saying you're bringing these two guys for what?
Okay, let me get clear. The message that I sent you about brothers, if brothers come to you, tell them that I'm free from it. That was done. You got it. So that was it. That happened yesterday. So today, when the incident took place with Sheikh Hassan, you said, right after that, he called me. Then after he sent me a message, I'm thinking that okay, that's it. That's what it's about. But if that's not the case,
خلاص, let Hassan finish, inshallah. The fact that he's here,
alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah.
First, before we begin, Rock, why are you here? Rock.
He asked me to be here.
He's not part of the
okay, if he's not here, I'm not going to be here. If these two brothers are not here, I'm not going to be here. No, I'm just saying I'm arrogant. I'm not arrogant. I'm just saying I'm not arrogant.
Listen, firstly, man's a liar. Let me tell you one.
I'm a liar. Alhamdulillah. What's my lie?
I'm going to tell he's a liar, right?
Mashallah.
Let me tell you one. Why? He came to me, right? I never even went to him. He came to me and said, I went out there, you know, I buy food from the area, I didn't know anything about it, I went to pray, and so on and so forth. I said, pray. Alhamdulillah, I never approached him, man, because at the end of the day, he can go where he wants to go. I don't care where he goes. It doesn't affect me one bit. Wherever he goes. I don't even know him except from the masjid here. He's not talib ilm. Muhammad, you're being disrespectful.
Okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Firstly,
Go ahead, talk.
Firstly, listen, Muhammad.
Okay, أنا أسكت talk. I apologize, talk. خلاص اتركني تفضل استمر.
Firstly, you're being aggressive.
Continue talking.
No, firstly, you're being aggressive for no reason at the end of the day. Because nobody's being aggressive towards you, which is amazing to me. It's just ridiculous. Firstly, alhamdulillah, we're Muslims first. At the end of the day, we're in the masjid of Allah Azza wa Jal. Secondly, and thirdly, alhamdulillah, if we want to discuss...
You just call me a liar in the house of Allah. It's a liar. That was the first thing.
I'm going to... Wait, you shouldn't do that. Okay, go ahead. Why shouldn't I be a Stefan?
No, this is the house of Allah too.
Listen, firstly, the man came to me and he said to me, right, that I wasn't there, you know, to be there in the lecture. I went there. I didn't ask him nothing. The man came to me, right? I went to the lecture. You know, I just pray in the area. I was buying food. I didn't know nothing about it. I don't know who these guys are.
Listen, wait.
Listen,
I went ignorant. That's what you told me.
Let me finish. So at the end of the day, after me, I never asked the man a question. Where did he go or anything? So let's leave the games. So alhamdulillah, when people are coming to me and stuff like that, I said, alhamdulillah, Muhammad, he came to me, you know, Jazakallah khair. Muhammad said A, B, C, and D. My issue is, there was a meeting with Sheikh Farha and Abdul Aziz and another brother. The brother called out the phone and he said, Muhammad led the prayers and so on and so forth. So they come to me, I said, no. I said, Muhammad, he already explained to me. They're looking at me like I'm lying for him, right? So I'm saying to myself, I called Muhammad, I said, what would you do in that situation? I don't care where he goes, but don't have me look like a liar, that I'm defending you in some falsehood. That was the only thing I was saying to him. He can go where he wants. He was making an excuse, basically, I didn't know anything about it. So I'm saying the man is a liar. That's the reality. Okay, there's no reason to lie. A person can go wherever they want to go. He's free. It's up to him. So that was the first issue. The second issue, he said about the brothers being amazed. You know, he said, why are the brothers, they don't come to me and so on and so forth. I said, hey, the brothers have a right to be amazed. I said, why is that? You know, I said, Sheikh Abdul Bukhari is called a two-faced Haddadi Mumayyad. I said, that's not enough of a reason to be amazed? He said, yes. Then I said, the third issue, I said, okay, that's for you saying, you know, controlling and all. I said, okay, you can go wherever you want to go. That doesn't bother me, but that's not the issue right here. The issue is you coming to me lying and got me defending you to other people with a lie. Don't lie to me. If you said you went, alhamdulillah, they come to me and ask, I said, yeah, he went. So that's my only issue. I don't care about anything else. Okay, listen, I'm not finished. I haven't finished. See, I'm not even going to sit. There's no benefit, because at the end of the day, him bringing you and bringing him is just ridiculous to me. Why? Alhamdulillah, we could have spoken calmly together. He's never had a disagreement. The man got disrespectful, bad manners, pointing down the phone. I'm not even going to talk to him. At the end of the day, I'm just going to ask him, alhamdulillah, akhi, you came to us with regards to the apartment, you was all nice. Akhi, there was another brother who was going to assist the masjid. You know, no, akhi, I need the apartment. Akhi, alhamdulillah, we dealt with you with ihsan. Akhi, you got su'al adam at the end of the day. You can go wherever you want to go, listen to whoever you want to listen to. I'm not even saying.
No, I gotta talk. I need to be here. No, you gotta be here so I can defend myself. You gotta be here so I can defend myself. You used to be here so I can defend myself. You gotta be here. No, he has to be here.
I don't have to do anything.
Okay, so
listen, first
I need to defend myself.
I'm not going to sit here. I'm not going to sit here because one, he's aggressive. That's the first thing. And he still hasn't ceased to be aggressive at the end of the day. Secondly, it's basically pointless.
I need to defend myself. I've been accused of being a kadab. I need to defend myself now.
That's what I'm saying. No,
but being just, he was patient while you talked.
No, but still, I'm not sitting with somebody. Listen, he listen, and I was aggressive.
No, he's not being aggressive.
Let me go sit over there and talk. That's just the way I talk when I get agitated. That's just the way I get talk. Let me go sit over there and talk.
Being just, you gotta hear what he got to say.
No, but I'm saying,
But
listen.
why he got him here, though? That's my whole thing.
He's not even saying nothing.
Yeah, but I don't care if he's saying or not.
Rob, do me a favor. Can you excuse me?
He has to be here. He has to be here.
I'm not telling you.
Okay, I'm not. Listen, first, I'm not sitting with him because at the end of the day, it makes it look like there's some type of confrontation.
Abraham,
It's a discussion
he just
about.
accused me of being
Listen,
a liar. He
listen,
needs to be so I can
no,
defend
listen,
myself.
At the end of the day, Abraham, I don't even care what he says.
I need to have a say so.
Listen, no, listen, it doesn't matter. That's my position. I'm not going to change.
All right, let me ask you a question. Did you go to him and tell him you didn't know nothing?
Abraham, whatever he just told you, he has spoken the truth. I did. I'm gonna say why I did it. And I was doing it truthfully. I always go to the African spot. Alhamdulillah, I remember my wife. We eating food in the car. I told her, move on to the machine. I'm gonna go catch Asr. Then after I'm gonna get her. But when I went to catch Asr, I told her, okay, when I went to put Asr, I came back for them. Then I'm like, you know what? Let's all go and attend the class. Initially, as far as I know about that conference, it was supposed to be a Mukti, that's what I heard. But I heard they just changed in the last minute over there. Okay, that's how I was there. The brother that was speaking, what's his name? I heard his name is what? Ismail. And then I don't really know him. So the reason why I came to Hassan Somali, because the brother is not here. I came from the conference. I noticed I'm giving brother salam. Nobody's responding. Oh, okay, my brother. This is the way I talk. I just said, my brother.
But this is the whole thing. He said something important.
Listen.
But
the fact that he was getting food and all that stuff, and he just happened to be there.
But what you told me, that's
Can I finish?
But that's what you just said. Look what you just said.
Can I finish first? Can I finish?
Finish.
No, he said he thought that conference they was having was at Mukbil. He didn't know it was going to be there.
He said he didn't know nothing about
He
it.
said, how about that jahl? That's what he said.
Let me finish talking.
He said he didn't know nothing about it.
So, when I went over there, I didn't know they were going to have the conference over there. But when I went over there for the prayer, they had the conference over there. That's when after praying, I went and got my family to get seats. I said, I'm a benefit. No, that's what I said. But that's just the way I talk. The reason why I went to Hassan Somali, because the brother approached me and said, Muhammad, there is a picture of you circling around the end of the dot. You went to this conference. They say, these people, do you know the hal? Do you know the condition? I'm like, no. He said, you need to talk to Somali about it. You got to make a decision. That's when he told me that. That's when I spoke to Hassan Somali here about it. But now, the brother, he's not, I know him by face. I don't know his name, but I know him by face. Okay, thank you. Okay, I know, when I see him, I'm like, thank you.
No, can you describe him first? No, can you describe
The
him?
brother, okay, he always be sitting right here. Like short, light skin. He be sitting right here, be having notebook. Not how I think he was. He be sitting right here, be having notebook. Yeah.
I mean, we can't accept that. Okay,
When I see him, I recognize him. The brother, he said, okay, let me finish describing. Okay, when I see him, I recognize him. Ahmed, هذا هو. Ahmed, the light skin. Yeah, him. He's the one who came and approached me. Tell you. So when he approached me, he told me to speak to Somali about it. I did. I told him I didn't know, but I did. That they spoke against Sheikh Abdullah Bukhari. I wasn't even there when that happened. I wasn't even there. Otherwise, all of the scholars, I respect them. My position is that I don't get involved in none of this issue with the student and the scholar. I don't get involved. I don't want anybody to get involved in it. I was not there when that happened. I attended that dawra after that. I left. I heard that happened the next day. I wasn't even there. But the reason why I went to him, whatever he says is true. But now this is what happened the next day. He called me. Said, Muhammad, brother, when I know about you, they asked me about, you led the prayer. I called you, Abdurrahim. Wallahi, I was crying. Because what did he say to me? He said, Muhammad, لا تتكرر هذا. Don't do this again.
Firstly, you said it wrong because firstly, it's not muta'addim. So if you're going to speak Arabic, speak it correctly.
Okay.
It's لا يتكرر doesn't. You said it wrong.
Okay,
wait. No. Firstly, nam.
Let me translate. Let me finish. So when he called me.
Let me narrate accurately.
Let me finish.
No,
I said English. Everybody Arabic. Let me say English.
He's misnarrating.
Let me finish English.
He's misnarrating.
So when he called me, When he called me, he said to me, Muhammad, he said today they came with something new. He said, they said that you led the prayer over there. I'm like, huh? Yes, I told him I did. Yes, I did. He asked me to do the prayer. I did the prayer. He said, Muhammad, I'm not gonna, it's not like, I'm gonna say everything in order though. But he said to me, he said, Muhammad, it's better for you to even pray with the awam than over the house. He said, these people are people of fitna. That's what he told me. And then he said to me, Muhammad, don't do this again. I felt threatened about that because I'm thinking myself, I'm not his son. I will tell my son, don't do this again. I called you, Abraham. I called you when I was on the phone with you and I was crying. I called you, I was crying because I felt threatened about it. That's why last night when I seen him, we smiled. But this morning I'm like, khalas, today that's it. I'm going to send a message telling him about, I'm going to go to work and then let me clarify something.
Well, that's let me comment on what he said. No, wait, because he's talking too long.
Let me finish. I gotta finish what I'm saying.
No, you don't, because you misnarrated.
Can I finish?
No, you misnarrated.
No.
Firstly, Abdurrahim, no, I'm going to comment upon this.
Can I finish, please? I'm not done yet.
Firstly, what
I'm not done yet. Leave your comment for later. Let me finish.
Okay, no,
let me finish.
No, firstly, listen,
let me finish. I need to finish. Please. I need to finish. I'm not finished.
Abdurrahim, one sec. Because at the end of the day, listen, at the end of the day, leave your comment to later. Alhamdulillah, no, you're not just going to talk. What he said is, firstly, again, the verbs he messed up, and that's maybe his misunderstanding in his poor Arabic.
Yeah, I don't know Arabic.
So it means when they came to me and they approached me, he's made it out to me that he didn't know anything about there. He's only gone there because of what? Because he was in the area buying food for his family. Wait, let me finish. Like I said, I don't care where he goes. It's up to him.
Okay.
So alhamdulillah, everybody, when the people are approaching me and asking me, if he was just like I said, I'm defending him, he didn't know. I said, Muhammad, then they came to me, he's leading Salah there. Salah, he never said that to me. He spoke about everything else, he admitted that again. He never mentioned that, then they said he led 2 prayers. So every time I deny something, somebody comes with something additional. So I said, Muhammad, I hope that this does not repeat itself. That's why he doesn't understand Arabic. Arju an la yatakarram. I hope that this doesn't repeat itself. Yeah, of course I said that. Not that, you don't. So that's a kadhib right there. That's another lie. That's another lie. So if he's telling people that, that's another lie. Okay, I got no control over this man. No authority over him. So he's lying again. Okay, now let me finish. So he's lying again. That's another lie, right? For I don't know whatever reason he wants to portray. That's why when he's saying to me on the phone, nobody can control me. I said, I'm amazed. I'm like, control, you came to me about an issue I didn't care about. You can go where you want to go. It doesn't affect me or anyone else. Secondly, alhamdulillah, when people are coming to me asking me, I'm defending you based upon what you said to me, and they're looking at me strange because every time I mention something, they come with something more. Like, hold on, you don't even have the full story. So that's my only issue of approaching him and advising him. And like I said, I'll be clear in front of him, you and everyone else. Yes, I'll say, yes, better that you pray with Mustafa Fulani, alhamdulillah, in the masjid that he's the imam of. Why? Because at the end of the day, I'll say to anyone, any place that allows, something could happen and somebody doesn't know that a scholar is attacked with those type of wordings. But when people acknowledge it and affirm it and defend it, no doubt that's people of fitna. I stand by that. I'll sit with you in front of Sheikh Fawzan and anyone else about it. No. I think the thing about that, Abdurrahim, I don't know what his agenda is. Even bringing rock and people and you and involving other people is chaos, right? Let me tell you why. Okay, the man the same way he came to me the first time is the same way he could have come to me another time. Okay, I'm not going to fight the man. I'm not even getting aggressive. No, let me finish. Because it's not even that deep to me. Right, where he goes, where he doesn't go, who he sits with, who he doesn't sit with, that's up to him. That's his choice. He makes the choice of that, and the consequences of whatever happens, his behavior. That's up to him. This whole thing is a farce because he's making it into something that is not bringing him like there's some huge intimidation taking place, which is an absolute fabrication. There's no intimidation.
That people wasn't giving me salams and stuff.
But that's okay. You should firstly that might be su'adhan from him.
He said it was something so circulating with a picture of him, that he was at the masjid.
But okay, if some people are not giving him salams, that's nothing to do with us. Listen, let me ask you this, right? It's a simple question. Akhi, me and you, we ever had any disagreement before, ever? No. Akhi, you've approached me for the apartment how many times, right? You've called me. I'm mentioning it because when you needed something, you could approach me, right, privately. No, it's a simple question, yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, you could approach me. So alhamdulillah, the same way you've approached me previously.
Okay.
And alhamdulillah, we've never had any disagreement, we've never had any confrontation or anything, is the same way you could approach me about this. Wait, there was exactly the same way, because there was, even on the phone when we spoke, there was no confrontation. It was alhamdulillah, Muhammad, this happened. If you felt a particular type of way, alhamdulillah, firstly with some etiquettes, barakallahu feekum, somebody that's older than you, at the end of the day, you could have approached and said, listen, I had a problem with what you said or whatever, as you're my older brother, just out of just decent respect, and A, B, C, and D. All of this, bringing him into an issue, and Abdurrahim sitting here, it's just ridiculous.
Can I talk now?
I want to say something else. Muhammad, you saying people not giving you salams and stuff like that. You told me, you said, I said, Muhammad, we only know you for good. You play. I said, I haven't heard that. I haven't heard nobody say that. But I said, they come to me. I said, I'll let them know Muhammad, alhamdulillah, he just went, he prayed and left. Just as you told me. But you prayed and you said, I went upon Jahannam. Then you sat right there. Let me ask you something. The speaker. But let me ask you. The speaker that you were sitting in front of, do you know if he's qualified to teach or not qualified? I'm asking you. Do you know if he's qualified or not qualified to teach?
As far as I know, the masjid that I go to, Tawfiq is masjid, I see them to be Salafi. That's why I see them. No, I'm asking you the muhadir.
I
don't know the muhadir. I don't know him.
You don't know him.
Because
you sat with him, right?
You
sat with him. Do you know he's a sahib sunnah, sahib hawa? Do you know that?
I know he was at the Salafi masjid. That's where I went. But now, let me finish what I'm saying.
The whole point is this. You sit with somebody you don't know. This man's a fatan, the same man Ismail that said the Sahaba was doing, spoke bad about the Sahaba. You sitting in front of this individual now, when people saw a gun about you, you upset now. You're at fault.
Let me finish. Now you raising your voice too, right? Let me finish talking.
But I raised my voice like you raised your voice.
Can I finish talking now? Let me finish talking. Because let me finish talking.
No, listen.
Okay, fine. When he said to me that I didn't understand the Arabic. He said he hoped that I
repeat again. It was simple.
Okay.
At the end of the day,
he said to me,
it's like if you went out there, right? That's your decision. I wouldn't come to you and say, why are you going out there?
I'm saying, he said to me,
he came to me making a whole explanation why he was
I hope this doesn't repeat again. Let's say that we send this thing, but still, he's referring to this will happen again. What I'm saying is that I see them to be Salafi and Maghrub. And now the thing is that when he told me this not happening again, right? I looked at that, I didn't like that. I didn't want to be taught that. But now about the cell phone that I hung up the phone, I'm going to clarify that. I didn't hang up the phone on purpose. At my job at Amazon, they have a security policy. When they catch you on your phone, they're going to write you up and you don't get fired. But I'm hiding in the breath from talking to him. Okay? And then when he asked me what I was doing, the first thing I told him I was at work. And that conversation going out. Eventually I'm telling him, okay, I gotta go. He keeps talking, and I see the boss coming, I hung up the phone. Not to lose my job. Listen, I don't want to get written up.
Let me just finish that point, man. Again, if it's something that whatever you didn't like or whatever, the end of the conversation is like, Jazakumullah khairan, barakallahu feekum, whatever, right? At the end of the day, if you didn't like it, it's simple. Akhi, we're Muslims. You don't have to call him and call him.
I want to call him because I want to have a
listen. No, listen. You don't have to call him and call him. Even that, like about having a witness. I don't need no witness because like I said, you came to me. I don't care what you do.
If that's the case, after I finish the thing, Yasir called me. He said, Muhammad, you disrespected the Mu'addin, you disrespected the Imam, you are no longer the Mu'addin. Then after that, he sent me this. Then after that, he removed me from the WhatsApp group. How did you don't know about it if you didn't tell me that?
The reality is, like I said, one, I'll say in front of him and him. And هذا الذي يدين الله به. Akhi, you lied to me and you lied about me. You lied to me and then you lied about me. About, saying that don't repeat that. No, that wasn't. It says Abdu and lied. Wait there. No, let me finish.
If I misunderstood the Arabic, I don't speak Arabic like him.
Let me finish.
I take that back.
Abdurrahim, there's a big difference. Arju means I hope that it's not repeated, right? So that's the two lines. That's the first thing.
I'm still learning. I'm not a student of Quran.
That's two lines, right? The third thing, even like I said, making it into something that is not, and the bad manners and the aggression. that enough, right, is in itself, actually, yeah, at the end of the day, you're not disrespecting people and then thinking that people are gonna, alhamdulillah, bend over backwards or go out of their way for somebody that's being disrespectful to them for no reason. And you have no reason to be disrespectful because nobody dealt with you with that type of energy. Wait, let me finish.
Because I want to mention this. I want to knock on my door. Only my family was. I don't accept that anymore. If you're looking for me, you don't find me. Don't go knock on my door because my wife was somebody was knocking at the door. She came down with like Hassan Somali. Don't do that again.
What's wrong with that?
No, if you cannot reach me, don't go knock on my door.
That's the
because
sunnah.
during the day I'm at work. My wife is. I don't want.
But the
You know
sunnah.
what I'm saying?
Is that against the sunnah to knock the door?
No, if you call me, I don't answer. I'm just saying that for the record. Don't go knock on my
Okay,
door.
that's fine, but I'm saying, but at the end of the day, Aki, listen, at the end of the day, Muhammad, your lease is not being renewed, so please look for somewhere else.
Alhamdulillah. Barakallahu feekum. What is the lease do, by the way?
At the end
What is the lease do? You say it's not removed. I want to know what it do. I just came out ready to listen to you.
Listen, at the end of the day, alhamdulillah, listen, the reason why we gave, because the brother that
What you said?
You were here. Did you see that from the teachers here?
What you
I
said?
was listening to those speakers.
Uh-huh.
Did you see that from the teachers here?
I don't understand what you're saying. What you saying?
When you were listening to those speakers over there, did you see that from the teachers here?
Did I see what?
was this tight, but now you can't speak to him because Sosa says so? Let's just take a trip down memory lane really quick. So two guys, they grew up together. They smoked weed together. We went to parties together, selling drugs with one another, with shootings and everything with one another, because that's what we did before we were Muslim. We both accept Islam around the same time. And I decided to go to this masjid and you go to another masjid. And now we don't speak to one another. Explain to me how we both worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but just because I go to, let's say, IMFC, you are commanded not to speak to me. You are commanded not to speak to my mother, who knows you by your first name, not your Muslim name that you adopted once you accepted Islam, but she knows you by your first name because my mother used to wash your clothes when your washing machine wasn't working. And all of a sudden, you got people that are not from this city tell you can't even speak to me no more, and you don't. Tell me that ain't crazy. Who taught you to hate your brother? Y'all was disobeying the law together for many years and y'all was this tight, but now you can't speak to him because bought that line. You're riding by masjid, you hear the adhan being called, but you won't stop and answer the call of prayer because you don't want so-and-so to hear that you came out of another masjid praying. Tell me that ain't crazy. You got young boys that they know that's ready to go spin the block and murder another Muslim, but they won't pray at IMFC. They won't pray at Mukbil. So you'll take the life of another Muslim, but you won't pray in certain masjids because Sosa says so? We all got people buried in these cemeteries over here. Friends, family, even our children. But you let people that come over here and tell us who ain't got nobody buried in these cemeteries, but they telling you can't speak to someone who you grew up with. I read a text message from a brother. His ex-wife said, if you take your children to Imam Muslim Family Center, I will not allow you to see your children again. Now I ain't gonna say no names because ain't nobody said my name. But if you say my name, I'm gonna say your name because I ain't afraid. Just because your pants is above your ankles and your beard is bigger than mine, you're more righteous than I am. A brother comes into the masjid, he doesn't have any hair on his face, we looking at him all crazy. He might not even know he's supposed to grow his beard. He may not know that his pants are supposed to be above his ankle, but then he comes into the masajid and he feels unwelcome. He could have been on his way to a bar. He could have been on his way to the crack house. But here it is, a lot of us with our pants above our ankles and our beards are running up in people's homes, terrorizing people's families. All these little steppers and shooters, most of them got shahada, if not all of them. You'll spin the block and go murder another human being, but you won't pray in Mukbil. You won't pray in IMFC. You won't get caught dead coming out that masjid because
Sosa said so.
none of us are sinless. But we need to work on unifying one another, because maybe if the adults who got all of this, all these hadiths and all the Quran and all of this stuff that's memorized in this land, can we implement just a little bit of it? Oh, I'm not speaking to him, I might go to hell. No, what might send you to hell was them robberies. You don't take care of your family, beating up on Muslims. That might send you to hell. Not going to Mukbil to pray, not going to IMFC to pray, that's not going to send you to hell. You're more focused on not praying somewhere and not giving salams than you are the evil that you do. May Allah help us all. Fuse out.